Welcome back to TC Disc Golf. Today we're talking about the Yikun Kui. Yikun Kui comes in their Tiger plastic in their starter set, which is what I got to try it in. It's a little bit more flexible than the putter in the Tiger plastic, but in general, it feels very much the same as far as grip goes. Now, this is a disc that is meant to be a little bit overstable. It takes on whatever angle you put it on and is very glidey. So a little bit of hyzer goes a long way on this, but if you release it flat, you can get it to go quite far. It's rated as a 5502.5, and I would say that it's probably closer to a 5502, just because whenever you take and you put it on any sort of anhyzer, it will fight its way back. But I'm guessing where that stability rating comes from is the fact that if thrown flat, it will always take and fade out. But you can kind of see here, it doesn't really fight out of that anhyzer. It keeps the anhyzer pretty much the whole way to the ground. Even on this larger throw, only at the very end do you see a slight bit of fight. And that's even with my form being not quite great. I took it out to the course just to see what it would do. And one of the things that I appreciate about it is that as far as stable discs go, it doesn't just dump when it's done. I think of a lot of stable discs that when they're done, they just kind of die and fight their way to the ground. But this disc continues to push its way. Even if it's not pushing forward, it's not just dropping. And you can see that when you're making those approach shots, that's really useful. Even here, you can kind of tell it doesn't just fade and die and dump to the ground, but it kind of pushes sideways. So that's perhaps where the overstability comes in. But here, just a little bit too much anhyzer. I thought I could get it to flex and fight out, but it didn't. So I ended up in the road. Taking kind of that penalty though, I was able to forehand something very nice and was able to just hang on to that angle and go all the way to the basket. And I think that if I was to practice with it enough, maybe there's a place for it, but really there's a lot of overlap, because when I think of the Yikun Kui is a little bit more stable, but it has that dump that this disc doesn't have. But then if I go something that has a little bit less dump, then I'm throwing the Addicts, which I also made a review for. And the Addicts was just way more comfortable for me. You could tell that by that video. I actually had a lot more basket hits. So even though this 5-speed is a really good place in my beginner bag, just because it seems to be the one that I'm most accurate on distances and being able to judge how far I need to throw. And this disc was one that initially I didn't know how much I would like it or not like it, but the feel of it's nice enough. It doesn't feel like it's a 5-speed. It feels maybe a little bit faster just because the rim is a little bit sharper. But all in all, it's a disc that if it came down to it, I might give this disc another try.